If you're over 60, I want you to think about something real. You go to bed feeling okay, but the next morning, your joints feel stiff. Your hands don't want to move. Your knees ache when you try to stand. Even small movements feel harder than they should. This isn't just aging. This is arthritis, and it can make mornings feel like the hardest part of the day. You're not alone. Arthritis affects over 58 million adults in the U.S., and for many people, the pain is at its worst first thing in the morning. That's because during sleep, our joints stay still for hours. The fluid that keeps them moving doesn't circulate as well. So when we wake up, everything feels stuck. Many of my older patients tell me, "Doctor, I feel like I aged 10 years overnight." And I understand. It's frustrating to wake up and feel behind before the day even starts. But here's the good news. Your body isn't broken, and there is something simple you can do to make mornings better. It starts with what you eat for breakfast. What you choose to eat in the first hour of your day can either increase inflammation or help calm it down. Certain foods are known to reduce joint stiffness, support healthy cartilage, and ease the pain caused by arthritis. Others, especially processed, sugary, or empty-calorie meals, can do the opposite. Over the next few minutes, I'll walk you through 3 breakfast options that I often recommend to my patients. They're simple, affordable, and full of nutrients shown in research to support joint health like omega-3 fatty acids, fiber, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory compounds. You don't need a fancy meal plan. You just need the right habits. If you're looking for something small and realistic to help ease arthritis pain, starting with breakfast might be the best first step. And if this kind of practical advice is helpful to you, I'd be grateful if you subscribed. That way, we can keep learning together. Let's take a look at the first meal. Let's begin with something simple, savory, and powerful. Avocado and smoked salmon on whole grain toast. It's more than just a trendy breakfast. This combination delivers key nutrients that your joints need, especially if you're dealing with osteoarthritis or rheumatoid arthritis. Let's start with avocado. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats. These are the healthy fats that help reduce inflammation in the body. Unlike saturated or trans fats, which can worsen joint pain by triggering inflammatory responses, monounsaturated fats help balance the production of cytokines, proteins that regulate inflammation. In a 2019 study published in the Journal of Nutrition, researchers found that individuals who consumed higher amounts of monounsaturated fat had significantly lower levels of C-reactive protein, CRP, a marker of inflammation linked to joint pain and cardiovascular risk. But that's not all. Avocados also provide vitamin E, an antioxidant known to protect joint tissue from oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is one of the key drivers of cartilage breakdown. Over time, this contributes to stiffness, pain, and joint degeneration. Vitamin E helps prevent that by neutralizing free radicals before they can damage cells in your joints. It's a small nutrient, but it plays a big role in joint preservation, especially as we age. Now, let's talk about the smoked salmon. Salmon is one of the best sources of omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA. These compounds are essential for joint health because they directly reduce the production of pro-inflammatory enzymes like COX-2, which are often elevated in people with arthritis. In fact, a clinical review published in Arthritis Care and Research, 2017, concluded that regular intake of omega-3 significantly reduced joint stiffness, tenderness, and pain intensity in patients with rheumatoid arthritis. Some participants even reduced their dependence on NSAID pain relievers over time. These omega-3 also support synovial fluid health, the natural lubrication system inside your joints. When synovial fluid is healthy, joints move more smoothly, with less grinding and less pain. Without it, every step, every reach, every grip becomes harder. And just like avocado, salmon contains vitamin D and B vitamins, both important for muscle and nerve function, helping you move more freely and with better balance. So when you combine avocado and smoked salmon on a slice of whole grain bread, You're not just making a quick breakfast, you're delivering real, joint-protective compounds where your body needs them most. The whole grain toast adds even more benefit. It's a source of complex carbs and dietary fiber, which help regulate blood sugar. That matters because unstable blood sugar has been linked to systemic inflammation, including joint flare-ups. Here's how you can prepare it. Take a slice of whole grain or sprouted grain bread. Toast it lightly. Mash half an avocado on top. Add 2-3 slices of smoked salmon. If you like, sprinkle a bit of sesame seed, black pepper, or fresh lemon juice for flavor and extra nutrients. Ready to explore another option that's just as powerful? Let's move on. For those who prefer a lighter, refreshing breakfast that still packs a punch, chia seed pudding with berries is a smart, joint-friendly choice. Let's start with the chia seeds. These tiny seeds are one of the richest plant-based sources of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a type of omega-3 fatty acid. While ALA is different from the EPA and DHA found in fish, it still plays a meaningful role in reducing inflammation in the body, especially when consumed regularly. According to a 2020 study in Nutrients, daily intake of ALA from chia seeds was shown to lower several inflammatory markers, including interleukin, 6-IL-6, and tumor necrosis, factor alpha, TNF-alpha, both of which are elevated in people with arthritis. Omega-3 second, like ALA, helps slow the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines, the same molecules that break down cartilage and lead to joint pain, stiffness, and swelling. They also improve the integrity of cell membranes, which supports tissue repair at the microscopic level. In addition to healthy fats, chia seeds are loaded with soluble fiber, about 10 grams per ounce. This helps stabilize blood sugar, which is important because blood sugar spikes can drive up inflammation and worsen arthritis symptoms. Chia seeds also support gut health, which plays a surprisingly large role in joint pain. There's growing evidence, including a 2022 paper in Frontiers in Immunology, showing that imbalances in gut bacteria known as dysbiosis can trigger systemic inflammation that affects joints. High-fiber foods like chia feed the beneficial bacteria, helping to lower that inflammatory load. Now, let's talk about the berries. Blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, and strawberries are rich in flavonoids, especially anthocyanins, natural pigments that have been shown to protect cells from oxidative damage. Oxidative stress doesn't just accelerate aging, it also damages cartilage and joint tissue, making arthritis symptoms worse over time. A study in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry found that daily consumption of blueberries significantly reduced oxidative stress in older adults and improved markers of joint flexibility. Berries are also a great source of vitamin C, which your body needs to make collagen, the protein that keeps joints strong, elastic, and better able to absorb impact. Vitamin C also helps neutralize free radicals, reducing the breakdown of existing joint tissue. The best part? Chia seed pudding is incredibly easy to prepare. All you need is 3 tablespoons of chia seeds and 1 cup of your preferred milk, almond, oat, dairy. It's up to you. Mix it well, let it sit for 10 minutes, stir again, and refrigerate for at least 2 hours or overnight. In the morning, top it with fresh berries. If you like, you can add a drizzle of honey or a dash of cinnamon for extra flavor. This isn't just a healthy breakfast, it's a well-designed anti-inflammatory strategy. You're combining omega-3 second, fiber, antioxidants, and essential vitamins into one bowl. It's light, nourishing, and easy on the digestive system, which makes it ideal for people who wake up feeling stiff or bloated. Next, we'll turn to one of the most classic comfort foods and show you how it can be upgraded into a powerful tool for arthritis relief. Some mornings, especially when the pain feels heavier than usual, all you want is something warm and gentle to ease into the day. That's where a bowl of oats with turmeric and ginger can make a real difference, both in how it feels and how it helps. Let's look at the oats first. Oats are rich in beta-glucan, a type of soluble fiber that has been shown to reduce systemic inflammation. Fiber helps regulate blood sugar and gut health, two factors directly linked to arthritis symptoms. When blood sugar spikes and crashes, the body often responds by releasing pro-inflammatory chemicals, which can make joint pain worse. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition 2016 found that diets higher in beta-glucan from oats led to lower levels of interleukin-6 IL-6, an inflammatory marker commonly elevated in people with osteoarthritis. Oats also contain a group of antioxidants called avenanthramides, which are unique to oats. These compounds help fight oxidative stress and support the cells that line the joints. Over time, that protection can reduce cartilage damage and slow down joint deterioration. Now let's add turmeric, one of the most researched natural anti-inflammatories available. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound that blocks the activity of NF-κB, a molecule that turns on inflammatory genes in the body. In simpler terms, curcumin acts like a switch that turns down the volume on chronic inflammation. But curcumin has one challenge. It's poorly absorbed on its own. That's why we often recommend adding a pinch of black pepper. Piperine, the compound in black pepper, can increase curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%, according to a widely cited study in Planta Medica, 1998. Just a small amount makes a big difference in how well your body uses the turmeric. Now to the ginger. Ginger contains gingerols, which have a similar anti-inflammatory effect to over-the-counter NSAIDs but without the side effects. A randomized controlled trial published in Arthritis and Rheumatism, 2001, showed that patients who took ginger extract daily experienced a significant reduction in knee pain and stiffness compared to placebo. Ginger also supports digestion, which is important because people with arthritis often deal with bloating or GI discomfort, especially when taking certain medications. A smoother digestion means better nutrient absorption and less systemic stress. So when you combine oats, turmeric, and ginger in one bowl, you're targeting inflammation from multiple angles, reducing inflammatory signals, calming oxidative stress, stabilizing blood sugar, and supporting gut health. Here's how to make it. Cook rolled oats with water or your milk of choice. Once the oats are soft, stir in 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of grated or ground ginger, and a small pinch of black pepper. You can add cinnamon for flavor and extra antioxidants, or top it with sliced bananas or berries for natural sweetness. This breakfast is especially helpful if your arthritis flares up more in the morning. The warmth, the texture, the calming ingredients, they work together to make your joints feel more flexible and your body less stiff. It's not a cure, but it's a small step that can bring steady, noticeable relief over time. Next, let's talk about how to make these breakfasts part of your daily routine, even on days when the pain makes everything feel harder. Now that you know the power of these 3 breakfasts, the next question is always the same. How do I actually make this a part of my life, especially when the pain makes it hard to even get out of bed? That's a fair question, and the answer is, keep it simple. You don't need to change everything overnight. You don't need to meal prep for the entire week or buy a bunch of expensive ingredients. You just need a small routine that works for you and fits into the reality of how your mornings feel. Let's walk through some steps that many of my patients have found helpful. First, choose just one breakfast to start with. It could be the oats with turmeric and ginger if you like something warm. It could be the chia pudding if you need something ready to go. Or the salmon toast if savory fits your appetite better. Don't try to rotate all 3 from day 1. Just pick one and repeat it for a few days. Build familiarity. Let your body feel the difference. Second, prep in the evening, whenever possible. You don't need to cook in the morning if mornings are tough. For chia pudding, you can mix it the night before and let it sit in the fridge. For oats, you can try overnight oats. Even the avocado toast can be simplified by pre-slicing the bread and keeping your toppings ready to go. A lot of people assume eating healthy takes more time. But with a little prep, we're talking 5 to 10 minutes in the evening. These meals become just as fast as a bowl of cereal or a piece of toast. Third, Keep backup options in the freezer or pantry. Buy frozen berries so you're not dependent on fresh ones. Keep canned salmon or vacuum-sealed smoked salmon on hand. Use shelf-stable almond milk if your fridge runs low. Small tricks like this reduce the chance you'll skip the meal just because one ingredient is missing. Fourth, listen to your appetite, not just the clock. If you're not hungry right when you wake up, that's okay. Some people with arthritis feel queasy in the morning, especially if they're on medication. Wait 30 minutes. Hydrate first. Then eat when your body feels ready, but still aim to eat within the first couple hours of waking. Finally, be patient with the process. You might not feel a miracle on day one, but if you give your body 2 weeks, even just starting with 1 meal a day, you'll likely notice that mornings begin to feel more manageable. Less stiffness, more energy, a little more control over your day. I've seen this work for people in their 62nd, 72nd, and beyond, not because they did anything extreme, but because they found a system that felt realistic and stuck with it. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be consistent. And remember, this isn't about fixing your joints overnight. It's about giving your body steady support, the kind that builds up quietly, meal by meal. In the final part, I'll share why this small change, just breakfast, might be the best decision you make for your joints this year. If you've made it this far, you already know, change doesn't have to be overwhelming. In fact, it can start with something as small and familiar as breakfast. We've talked about the science, we've looked at the ingredients, but what matters most now is what you do next. Because the truth is, the choices you make tomorrow morning, before the day gets busy, before the pain sets in, can set the tone for the hours that follow. One balanced anti-inflammatory breakfast won't erase arthritis, but done consistently, it can lower inflammation levels, improve joint function, and give you more comfortable movement over time. The research is clear. Even small, repeated changes in diet can have measurable effects on pain and mobility within weeks. Think about it this way. If your joints have been under constant strain for years, they won't heal overnight. But if you give them steady, targeted support, omega-3 second to calm inflammation, antioxidants to protect cartilage, fiber to stabilize blood sugar, you're removing some of the daily pressures that keep them inflamed. That's how real progress happens. I've seen patients in their 60-second and 70-second notice meaningful changes after just a few weeks of consistently starting their day this way. Less stiffness in the mornings. More energy to do the things they enjoy. Even something as simple as walking the dog or cooking dinner feels easier. So here's my challenge for you. Pick one of these breakfasts and make it tomorrow morning. See how it feels. Then do it again the next day. And the next. Give it 2 weeks and pay attention to what changes. Small steps, taken regularly, are often the ones that last. I want to thank you for staying with me until the end of this video. Your time matters, and I hope this has been worth it. If you found even one useful idea here, I'd be grateful if you subscribe to Golden Health. That way, we can keep sharing practical, science-backed ways to care for your joints and your overall health without the confusion or quick-fix promises. Remember, you don't have to wait for the perfect moment to start. Tomorrow morning is as good a time as any, and that single choice might just be the first step toward a day and a life with less pain.